Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap, Let Light Unite. And this is February 17th, 24. And before we start, I'm hoping ooh, there I am already. Okay, change my Facebook page. Oh, that was easy. So today I want to talk to you about our kids. Have you been paying attention to them? And after I do this little chat about kids, we're going to do some energy work for them. Again, I want to know if you've been paying attention to how dumbed down our kids have become. Now, first off, if you've been paying attention, there's a lot of them that are being graduated that don't know how to read or write. Now, that's scary. I own a store in Hawaii, and of course, I take Visa, MasterCard. And when these kids come in, I don't say signature, please. I say scribble when I need them to sign their receipt. They don't know how to sign their name. They're not being taught cursive. They don't know how to write that at all. And that's cutting them out from a whole total language. And if you don't think the elites children are getting that knowledge, learning to read and write in cursive, think again. Your children don't know how to do that. They'll never get a job at the post office, will they? They're being cut out of a language. How many of them know how to tell time on a normal clock with numbers? Last week, my girlfriend's granddaughter came to her. She just got a job at McDonald's. And she had to go to her grandmother and ask her what was a nickel, a dime, a quarter. She didn't know that a quarter was 25 pennies. She didn't even know what a penny was. She needed to understand those basics. They're not being taught in school, for God's sake. How to count. What is change? She couldn't do it. So they sat down and they taught her. I mean, 16, and you don't know what a penny, nickel, and dime and quarter is. Now, if that doesn't scare you, everything should. Our kids are being dumbed down. They're being turned into creatures we don't even know. Trans people, did you know 1/4 of the younger generation now has decided they're trans? And if you think about it, that was never a problem until after everyone got the you know what. You don't get it, okay? You know, the. And I got to be careful what I say or I'm going to be censored. You should be worried about our children. They don't know any basics. Do they know how to cook? Do they know how to clean? Do they know how to sew? These are basic things. And I know I am old. I'm 70. I know I don't look it, but you know, I am, which means I've been around. And when I was growing up, we had to take a class in sewing. We had to take a class in accounting. We had to take a class in how to cook. We had to take a class in basic how to repair things. That was basic when I was growing up. Kids aren't getting any of that now. And I'm not going to blame it all on the schools. Where the hell are the parents? How can you let your children graduate, let alone get to that, and not know they don't know how to read or write, read a clock, can't change, make change, can't do a normal society function, and you expect them to get jobs and to help us older people later on? Ooh, guys, you better get it together. You better start paying attention to your children. If they're not learning cursive in school, then damn it, teach them. And if you don't know it, then go find an old person that does. We know how to write cursive. We know how to read cursive. We had to learn it. Go find a grandma, a grandpa. They will teach you. They will teach you basic information. Parents, this is your responsibility. So start acting like a parent, for God's sake, and raise your children and teach them. Teach them. Open up gardening to them. Basic life skills. We need to create a new school out there. And we need to create a school for these kids who don't know how to do these basic skills. I call it the school of life, where they're given an opportunity to catch up on what they haven't learned and do it in a way that it's not an embarrassment. You know, it's like getting your GED after you graduate. Well, because you didn't graduate, and getting a high school diploma. This would be the same thing. These kids need to be taught these skills. I'm really concerned, and I hope you are too, and you'll start giving it attention. All right, that's all I have to say on that. So let's do some energy work for the kids, okay? All right, sit up. Get your crystals if you have it. Connect with the Creator. Feel that energy flow down. We're all in this huge bubble, this huge circle, and all your teachers, guides, masters, the angels, the archangels, all the divine beings, the whales, the dolphins, the cosmic beings are here to join us to amplify our work today. So take a deep breath. Again, feel that energy flow through. We're going to create a bubble of light. We're going to put in all our children in this bubble. Underneath this bubble, this huge Earth Keeper crystal, which is going to amplify our work over 100,000-fold. Let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, the sacred fire vested in me, O Creator, and if it is your will, I command. We call the higher selves of all children worldwide and ask for permission to do this work for them. I call the higher selves of all doctors, nurses, and all those who help with the birthing of babies. And I command that you allow more love to come in at the time of birth. I ask that the doctors allow the baby and mother time to bond in a positive way after delivery. I call the higher selves of everyone who was born in a hospital or in any unloving environment and command that as we speak, a bond of divine love flow between you and your birth mother and father. Let this flow of love send special healing, bringing your family and all families on earth closer. See divine love flow with all past, present, and future birthings. That C-sections be avoided whenever possible, preferring women to have gentle, loving, sacred, and natural births. Let doctors become more conscious and when cutting the umbilical cord, waiting until it stops pulsing. Again, letting the baby and mother have bonding time. We see love flowing from their father's heart, from the baby to the mother, creating a beautiful, functional family bond. And if the baby is adopted, let this love bonding be done with the adopted parent. We ask the Creator and all children be put under protective light to prevent abuse, neglect, and innocent harm, including war, alien abduction, terrorism, pornography, prostitution, Satanism, hatred, and slavery. I now call on the higher selves of everyone who's thinking of acting and harming a child, and I command that your higher selves take you into the light. And if you choose not to, which is your free will, I command your higher selves put you in a position of harmlessness before you can fulfill your deeds. I ask men of the healing ray to minister to those misguided light beings and their victims. I call the goddess of truth to expose all pedophilia, satanic pornography, child soldiers, and children's slavery groups, as well as protect the people that are bringing this knowledge to the surface. As these children are set free, see them given all the love, mental, emotional healing support that they need as they are integrated back into society. See villages and good loving homes open their hearts and homes to these children. I command that the adoption process be sped up so parents of light, good caring people can adopt quickly. We ask the divine to clear all dark blocks and veils placed over all these children, replaced with joy and self worth as they awaken to their divine missions and divine purposes. Let those around them see their gifts of music, art, song, and be able to guide them down that path. We call the higher selves of all children and ask that they be filled with lots of creativity and imagination, as well as many joyful ways to express these gifts and talents. See all children hugging and being kind to each other. We call the higher selves of all teenagers and ask Michael the Archangel to come and cut ties to all military satanic video games. We ask that the teens are reconnected to the Creator, becoming awakened spiritual beings, and stop playing the games of war. Let this replaced with sports, music, art, reading, college, etc. We call the higher selves of all parents to also awaken and reconnect to the Creator with a greater understanding of how important it is to give their children quality time. See functional families forming. We call the higher selves of all military recruiters to leave our children alone and not be able to lie to them about military life. See these recruiters in their workplaces, along with all recruitment written propaganda material, become invisible so they're no longer seen by anyone. See all military recruitment offices empty and no longer allowed on any middle or high school campuses. Let these teens be inspired on other paths other than military. We ask that teachers and educational systems focus on the development of character traits which are needed to bring in the golden age, and that these traits are taught by way of example and practice. Imagine schools being used for promote and nurture all children's self-esteem and creative expression, and that all children realize that happiness and joy are their birthright. I ask that all students are encouraged in their teachers of all subjects, regardless of their gender, race, learning, or physical disabilities. I command that all teachers who challenge or destroy a child's belief in self be immediately showed the error of their ways, and their higher selves bring them forward into the light. If they choose not to step forward, they are put in a position of harmlessness. I call for a change in the makeup of the faculty and staff of all schools so that all persons employed are light workers. I call for a change in the curriculum of schools to include the development of each child's natural abilities as a primary, and that right brain intuitive abilities and skills be given equal coverage. Let them also learn basic skills. I call for the activation of the law of divine abundance to provide all schools with enough funds to hire and maintain the most qualified and compassionate teachers, nurses, psychologists, social workers, and guidance counselors and principals, as well as enough money for classes in art, music, theater, poetry, extracurricular activities, and sports. And after school activities that will teach students the basics, like what are change, what are coins. I command that the most current textbooks and other learning materials be provided to students, that a college education is provided for all who desire a higher education that's practical, that all children be provided a nutritious, balanced breakfast and lunch at no charge to the student or family, that when it is for their highest good, that all children who are homeless or runaways without shelter be provided with a safe and clean one now. I call the higher selves of these homeless children, and I ask that your higher self gently open and balance all your chakras, leaving you open to the abundance and generosity that is inherent in the universe. They'll instill in you the desire to stand up, be productive, and find your path. For the immediate emancipation of all children that are in prison, who are not being held for society's or their own highest good. We ask that they're released, including anyone who has been imprisoned for speaking or living the truth or trying to awaken humankind to injustices. Those imprisoned to fulfill the self-serving plans of others, and those sentences who far outweigh the magnitudes of their crimes, and those falsely imprisoned or convicted for crimes they did not commit, and all victimless marijuana crimes. We ask that all prison officials, guards, wardens, police, probation officers, juvenile authorities, judges, lawyers, prison for-profit companies to now step forward in the light, allowing compassion, kindness, divine service to come to the surface. If not, I command their higher selves and the angels, put them all in positions of harmlessness, letting a light worker come forward, take control. I ask that everyone be divinely inspired to alternative positive methods on how to help children in prison become productive society members before and after they are released, teaching them all the basics they need to survive. I call the goddess of truth. Oh, I can't say that one, or I will get canceled. All right. So let's fill our children's hearts with divine inspiration, wisdom, hope, creativity, and the strength to go forward in positive, enlightened quantum ways. Let them be open not only to learning everything, including basic skills. Let this bring them joy, knowing that they'll be able to go out and be productive members of society. So let's fill our children's hearts with divine inspiration, wisdom, hope, creativity, and strength to go forward in positive, enlightened quantum leaps. Let them be guided to those people that are older, that have this knowledge. And let those elderly people that have the knowledge be open and be joyful about being wanted to teach these children what they need. Okay, guys, so let's fill this up with light and love. Take a deep breath and release it. And nevertheless, not our will, but thy will be done. So be it. And we give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, I'm going to ask that anybody who watches or listens to this video, it's amplified. The energy's amplified over 100,000 fold. Next Saturday, the 24th, we are going to do another quantum leap chanting to call down world enlightenment around everyone and everything. So for 1 hour, we chant, may divine enlightenment descend on everyone now. May divine enlightenment awaken within everyone now. We say that for 3 times and we go on to the next chant. May divine enlightenment descend now on all our children. May divine enlightenment now awaken within all children. Say that for 3 times and move on to the next. Hope you can join us for 5 minutes or the full hour. It's going to be 5 o'clock Hawaiian time, 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 to 11 Eastern time. So I hope you join us. And if you like this video, put it on in the background so it keeps going. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, which I am on right now, please do that bell. Make a comment below on my YouTube channel. I guess it does something to the algorithms. Help me grow it, guys. On that note, I hope you have a lovely weekend and big hugs to all. Aloha.